What's up, traders? Welcome back to Bangkok in Thailand. And I want to share with you today things that you should do when you have forex trading as a full-time job. I know that's a goal a lot of people want to have, but guess what? If you get there and don't do the right things, or if you get there and think that it's going to be easy and simple and like a funny thing to do, then that won't work. So you better plan things first from the start and do things right once you get to full-time trading. And even though you're not full-time right now, you still need to work on these things and try to become better and apply these things right now, because they will push you faster to your goal of trading full-time. So these are things that I didn't do at first, and I kind of was forced by mentors to do them and to work on them and become better at them. And I wish you guys do the same, of course. Okay, these things will lead to result. So up to you to decide if you want to get result or just have fun. And if you want to get fun, then these videos are not for you. But if you're here watching this, then chances are you don't want to have fun. You want to be able to work on trading, become better, and reach your goals over time. So first things first is, as a full-time trader, you need to be able to set aside time for 4 different things: planning, execution, review, and growth. If you plan time for only one of those, or if you just don't plan time at all, then chances are that you won't reach your goals because you're missing some parts. And all successful traders I talk to have time for these things. They plan their stuff right. They execute properly in the market, meaning that they're going to place trades and they're going to have time in the day where they do that, which are going to be planned in advance, not just random. And then they will be able to review at the end of the month, the end of the week, the end of the day, what they've done. And then they'll be able to kind of find ways to grow, which means partly it's going to be review, but the other part is going to be maybe talking to people or following a program online, following a course, or getting a mentor. This is going to be growth. So if you only do, for example, planning, review, and execution, so these 3 basic ones, then you won't grow. Okay, you won't become better. Chances are you could become better, but it's going to take a long time, and you might not reach your goals if you have big goals. If you only do growth and planning, meaning you research a lot, you look a lot of the chart, you take a lot of courses, well, guess what? You won't get result either, because you're missing the execution part and the review part. And if you only do planning, execution, and growth, then you're not reviewing what you do, and you can never become better if you don't know what you're doing and what goes wrong, what goes well. Because that's really important. Plan time for these 4 things in your daily schedule, and you'll see results coming pretty fast. Okay, if you only plan one of them, it won't work. If you plan all of them, you will improve over time, because that's really massive. And you can use your calendar for that. You can use whatever thing you prefer. I'm a big fan of the calendar, which works fine, but you can use whatever platform, to-do list, to kind of schedule your day out and go through these 4 steps. And so that's a really big key, okay? Second thing is quite simple, but you gotta treat trading like a job. If your goal is to make it full-time, then think about this as a job, as a business, okay? Whatever you prefer. And that's something I learned myself when I started to trade for other people. So before that, I was trading on my own. I was fine. I was making money and stuff. That was okay. But then when I started to kind of trade for other people, I saw this way more as a job, my trading and stuff, than before. I had to kind of report to people. I had to kind of give them results, give them stats, make sure I did the right thing, because they wouldn't be happy of me doing the wrong thing all the time. And I think that's a good thing. That's what you want to kind of achieve. That's the mindset you want to have, of always doing things right, because you know people rely on you, and that's a big thing. If you just think it doesn't really matter, I'm just gonna trade and stuff and wake up and trade when I have time, or do things I love and then trade on the side, then guess what? The results won't be the results you want to have, because you're putting this on the side and you're not serious about it. If you want to get big results about something, which in trading is pretty big results to be able to trade full time, then you got to be able to do big actions and do them consistently and take this seriously. That's just given. Okay, so treat it as a job, and that's just kind of more like a mindset than a physical thing. You cannot say, oh, do this and that, and that's going to mean you treat it as a job. It's more think about a job, do things you should do, and do even more than that. Do even go beyond what you're expected to do. And the other thing is you got to also go beyond a job. Think about, if you sleep 4 hours a night and you go to your job, you're tired, you don't work really well, that won't really impact your job. You'll still be hired there, they're still going to pay you, send your paycheck every month, and that's going to be fine. But in trading, that won't work. If you show up and make mistakes, you're responsible for those mistakes, and you cannot just kind of say, oh, I'm sorry, and then the market's going to send you a check. That doesn't work really well, right? So you better do things right. You better be prepared and treat it as more than a job, as opposed to just like a normal job, like a 9 to 5, because that won't really work well. And people that come in trading with the mindset of an employee rarely succeed, because you cannot just do the bare minimum. You got to do more. You got to go beyond. And people that are business owners, entrepreneur, and come into trading, they understand usually from the start that they got to work hard, put in the work, do more than what's required, talk to people, connect with other people around them, and that's why they succeed. So if you can adopt this mindset from the start, chances are you'll become better than most people, and that's going to lead to really, really good results. So quite a mindset shift, but really important to apply. Third thing that you got to think about and that you got to do if you're going to be trading Forex full time is to get a proper trading setup. Now this I've seen really makes a difference when you travel and trade. The same at home, pretty much. But what if you have a house or a home where basically you got no table, like you just got a sofa, a little bit like here. So this is an apartment I get in Bangkok, new apartment, Airbnb, and it's quite alright. But as you'll see, there's not really kind of a big working desk other than the thing that I'm sitting on right now, which is like a dinner table, right? And that's fine. And by the way, upstairs here's like the bed, right? So that's fine, but think about the fact that you won't be performing well in that kind of environment unless you really set it up well for yourself. And a couple of things you could do is, like, if you have a place like here, you get your TV plugged in your laptop with HDMI port, and you get like your chart on your TV. That works fine. That's a good idea. And then you turn your TV to our table. That's fine. That's like a good start. Then you gotta have a proper table that is not for dinner. Like I couldn't work here with these things, and they have like things you eat on and stuff. So I couldn't work with that. So I gotta find a way to make it work better, and I gotta adapt the environment for me. And so what I'll do is I'll probably push this away and stuff and get this as a work desk on a table, and go eat outside, or go eat to a coffee shop that I know that when I go there, I'll do my reviews properly, or I'll do things right. Okay, that's really important. If you just think that, oh, I'm just gonna like get an apartment somewhere, like get a bed in a hostel and trade there, well, big mistake. That won't work. So you gotta be smart about your setup, and even at home, like be smart. Put things that you know will help you outperform best. That could be like a whatever. You can have like a picture or something like peaceful or whatever you think about, to create the right mindset before you trade. Or you could have your desk facing a window, which for me is big. If my desk faces like a wall like this behind, I'm not gonna work. It's gonna be really hard to work. I wanna go be outside, do something fun. But if I face a window with a really cool view, then I'm gonna be super productive. And even though I'll look at outside sometimes and stuff, I'll still work hard because I know I'm in a good place that I'm inspired by. And that's a big key, okay? So no matter what you do, just set it up for what you prefer, but get the proper setup, experiment with it, try things out, see if it works, it does better or not, and then just do whatever works for you, okay? And that's gonna be different for everyone, of course. There's no one path, no one way. It's all based on you, okay? Oh, and by the way, guys, I publish a video like this almost every single day. We kind of changed the schedule recently, but the goal of this channel is to help you guys get more freedom in your life through trading. I want to help you guys make this an income stream for you that works for you and make you a profit every month. So if you want to see more like this, click the subscribe button. Also click the bell next to it to be notified of future videos so you don't miss anything, and I will get back to the video. Fourth thing you gotta look at and think about is you gotta be on the lookout for problems in your trading. That means that there's gonna be time where things don't go well, and in business and trading, I found, and I've been told by mentors, there's always problems, and that's just part of life. But the difference between people that succeed and don't succeed is how you deal with those problems. You just this doesn't work well, I'm just gonna complain and do nothing. Or do you take the problem firsthand, use it, work on it, and fix it, and find a solution for the problem? Big difference. So you want to be the guy that takes responsibility all the time for problems and find ways to improve, find tweaks, adapt, and fix the problem over time. If you just stay here and say, it's the problem, it's fine, it doesn't work. Okay, you gotta be more smart than that. And there's always gonna be things that you can spot, but you gotta be able to spot them. So try to go beyond, find where things don't work well, where you lose most of your profit, which for me was missed trades in the past. I found a solution for this. It works well now with automation. perfect, but there's other things I can work on now. So now it's more about the automation I have doesn't always work perfectly like I want. So I gotta find a solution for that. I gotta tweak it, make it better. And for you, it might be different. It might be the fact that now you trade price action, but sometimes you put your zones wrong, and that causes you to lose trade. Now, what do you do with that? How do you fix it? And the issue is people look for a solution outside, which is fine, but you can also kind of find a solution yourself. Try to find out how you can improve. Okay, that's a big key. And if you're not willing to kind of go outside and find a solution also, that's a big issue. If you say, oh, I'll find it out myself one day, it's going to take a long time, but it's fine, I'll find the answer. Well, guess what? You're going to waste a lot of time. So be open to go outside, find solutions, and get answers to your problem. Like, that's really helpful as well. So just be on the lookout for problems in your trading, and that's going to be just a big step right away. And then take responsibility for those and see how you improve pretty fast. Okay? Now, the fifth thing you gotta do when you trade full-time and you treat this as a business in trading is you gotta find ways to meet or network with full-time traders, not like average traders or people that are just like starting out, because they will not really be helpful to you. They will not really kind of push you to work harder. They'll at most show you what not to do, and that's not what you want to have. You want to have people that kind of push you to bigger goals. Because like I see the people that they get to a level and then all they do is hang out with people that are lower than them, okay? And that doesn't work well to grow and become better. What you want to do is you want to hang out with people that are above you, so better than you. They reach bigger things, they have bigger return or whatever, like they have a bigger business or whatever. But you also want to be around people that are lower to kind of mentor them and teach them. But you cannot just go one way. You can't just say, oh, I'll always like be around top achievers and people that are top notch. You could, but you also want to be able to teach, right? Because when you teach, you learn and you become better. But you don't want to be with people that are like not doing anything about trading at all and just starting out and beginning traders. That won't work either. You got to be having a mix of both and spend most of your time with people at the higher level and a fraction of your time with people at the lower level, because they need your help. You want to help them, that's fine, help them. But you also want to be around people that are high achiever, pushing you to work harder, motivating you, helping you out along the way. And that's why I really believe in the fact that people that are trading full-time need a coach in some way. They need people to talk to. They need other traders that are like at their level or higher to connect with them and to talk with them. And if you think that you can just do it alone by yourself, you'll be frustrated more than anybody else out there. And that's not really the best thing in life to experience, right? You want to be the person that will take things seriously, properly, and get ahead faster if that's your goal. And that's why the people around you make such a big difference on how you perform and how you evolve as a trader. Okay, so that's a big thing. And I'm reminded of this very often in trading and business, because when I kind of meet the right people, I get ahead faster, and I don't always do it naturally. Okay, it comes like automatically, and that's cool. But I usually just need to do more of this to become better. And that's something I gotta work on myself. So hope you guys work on this as well. Okay. So guys, I appreciate you coming here once again today and watching this video. I appreciate this a lot. Comment below what you thought as always. Here are a few comments in the past video. I appreciate you guys for leaving comments as always down below in the comment section. Tomorrow's video is going to be about the 5 things you should not do when you trade full time. We'll talk about that then. So I'll catch you back here in Bangkok tomorrow. Ciao.